The Antonov An-225 Mriya was the heaviest aircraft ever built and had the largest wingspan of any aircraft in operational service. The Antonov Corporation itself is based in Kiev, Ukraine, and the word Mriya is Ukrainian for dream or inspiration. The NATO reporting name for the aircraft was Cossack. With its origins in the Cold War, the An-225 survived the fall of the Soviet Union and went on to set some incredible aviation milestones. Sadly, this unique aircraft was destroyed in its hangar just outside of Kiev by Russian forces during the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Today, we will take a look at the development of this enormous aircraft, the records it broke, and how it came to represent the pride of Ukraine. The An-225 was conceived and designed to airlift the Buran class of orbiters and the Mriya rocket boosters for the Soviet space program, making its initial mission and objectives nearly identical to the United States' iconic shuttle carrier aircraft. The An-225 first flew in December of 1988, and while 2 aircraft were ordered, only one was ever completed. Registration CCCP 82060, which later became UR 82060. Aside from being able to transport the Soviet shuttle, the aircraft could carry ultra-heavy and oversized freight weighing up to 550,000 pounds internally, or 440,000 pounds on the upper fuselage. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the An-225 was placed in storage in 1994. However, as the need for a super heavy transport became more apparent, the aircraft was restored to flying service in 2001. In the early 2010s, the second prototype began restoration, but the effort was abandoned due to costs. One of the most notable features of the An-225 are its 6 underwing engines, which powered this flying ultra-heavy lifter into the sky. The flight control systems are fly-by-wire and also feature triple redundant hydraulics. To handle this massive weight of the aircraft and its cargo, an incredible 32-wheel system was used, some of which are steerable. Despite its size, the An-225 can turn within a 200-foot runway, greatly increasing the number of airfields it can operate out of. To make cargo easier to load and unload, the nose gear is designed to kneel, bringing the floor of the aircraft closer to the ground. Unlike most modern transports which have a rear ramp, the An-225 deletes this option to save on weight and makes exclusive use of a nose assembly which is raised for loading and unloading. At the tail section, rather than use a single vertical stabilizer, the aircraft implements a twin tail. This was incorporated to allow large external loads to be placed above the aircraft while not disturbing airflow over the control surfaces. The horizontal stabilizer is swept back and is larger than many wings on commercial aircraft. The An-225's wings have an anhedral design, meaning that they are swept downward when seen from the front or rear. This allows for easier maneuvering characteristics of the aircraft. Unsurprisingly, given its massive size, the An-225 was not designed for tactical airlifting or short field operations. Still, the aircraft found a second life as an air freighter carrying objects that were once thought impossible to be airlifted, such as 150-ton generators. The aircraft also participated in humanitarian efforts, transporting huge quantities of emergency relief supplies to disaster-stricken areas. Aside from its record-breaking size, the An-225 holds several records, which likely will not be broken anytime soon. Examples include the world record for an airlifted single-item payload of 418,830 pounds, and a total payload of 559,580 pounds. The An-225 also carried a payload of 545,000 pounds for a commercial flight. In 2001, the aircraft carried 4 main battle tanks at a record load of 253.82 tons of cargo. The An-225 flew at an altitude of up to 35,270 feet over a closed circuit of 620 miles, while flying at a speed of 412 knots. In 2009, the heaviest single cargo item ever sent by air freight was loaded onto the An-225. The item carried was a generator for a gas power plant in Armenia along with its loading frame. The payload was 53 feet 3 inches long and 14 feet wide. The generator and frame together weighed an incredible 417,000 pounds. In 2010, the An-225 carried the world's longest piece of air cargo. 2 138-foot test wind turbine blades to Denmark. It is important to note that all of the records mentioned were broken while the An-225 was operating for the Ukrainian government, and as such became a national symbol of hope and pride for the Ukrainian people. The fact that this aircraft carried the payloads mentioned and still flew was amazing. Here are some quick specifications for the An-225 Mriya. Length 275 feet 7 inches. Wingspan 290 feet. Height 59 feet 5 inches. Cargo capacity 559,580 pounds. Wing area 9,740 square feet. Empty weight 628,317 pounds. Maximum takeoff weight 1,410,958 pounds. Fuel capacity over 661,000 pounds. Cargo hold volume 46,000 cubic feet. Engines 6 Progress D18T turbofans, each which produce 51,600 pounds of thrust. Performance: maximum speed 460 knots, cruise speed 430 knots, range 8,300 nautical miles, range with a 200-ton payload 2,172 nautical miles, service ceiling 36,000 feet, thrust to weight ratio 0.234. During the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the aircraft was based at Antonov Airport, which is just outside of Kiev in Hostomel. Despite conflicting reports of the aircraft's demise during the Battle of Antonov Airport, the aircraft's fate was confirmed on 27 February 2022. As of the making of this video, the invasion is still ongoing, and while the loss of this aircraft is a great blow to the world of aviation, it does not compare to the suffering and hardships that the Ukrainian people are currently enduring. The Ukrainians have shown incredible resolve in standing up to tyranny, and if anything good can come from the loss of the Mriya, hopefully it will be the further galvanization of the people of Ukraine and the world to stand, fight, and win.